I'm not going to propose to a guy ever.
And tomorrow,
where do you live, Henry?
Are you in Lagos?
I want to
Are you in
get
Nigeria?
married.
How will you not feel
Just like
attached
a
after
must.
sex?
Yeah.
Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police
Okay.
in the lives of their kids.
Proposing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
Okay,
no,
okay.
no.
So-
Guy, never reach me will marry me.
That's like you popping question.
there was a communication, something happened. So there's nothing like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way?
yeah,
Do you know? Do you know?
Imagine what
God has divinely made you like that.
Imagine.
Hello, and yes, we survived it. Newsflash, today is the 15th of February 2024, and I just want to congratulate everyone who survived the oppressions and the love-hate of yesterday, the 14th of February 2024, also known as the Day of Love or Valentine's Day. Come on, guys. How did you do? I did not do very well. But finally I did well, Sha. But let's say it was a whole escapade of a day. Now, I'm not getting into the details of how my day went. Rather, it would be great to have you share with us how your Valentine went. Except, we have something even bigger. Now, let's do this as it's another Thursday. Welcome to the lounge. Now, our topic today is very simple. You may say straight to the point. Man asked for divorce to marry office lover after getting educated by wife. Don't worry, I'll break it down. And I have Margaret here. She will help me break it down even further. My name is Melanie Ishola. And again, welcome to the lounge. Of course, always on the lounge is the delectable self. Give it. Oh, shit.
Hi.
Margaret Osazua right there.
Hello.
And we have joining us Ajibade Omakpe. Hello there.
Pleasure to
Hello
be
there.
with you. Pleasure to be
Of course, always a pleasure to have you. Now, Omakpe, you heard it. And no further ado, really, guys, like, who does that? But I think the bigger part of this conversation for me is the part where this story for us came off when we saw a certain podcast treated, right? And all thanks to Margaret. It was Margaret, the internet scavenger, that found this story.
No, it was ridiculous to say the least. I was just, oh my God.
When I saw it, I mean, you then find somebody who writes seeking help, literally, like you need certain wisdom,
Yeah.
all right, to get out of a seeming situationship you think that you are. You now ask, you now want to ask, you now write, you now say, I know I did the right thing. And that's your way of starting.
I'm a good man.
I'm a good man.
And I know
I did
the right
nothing
thing.
wrong here. I mean, it's interesting, because even the podcasters had to say, oh, when they start like that,
He
they
made a
definitely
mistake.
did something wrong. Okay, now getting straight into the story of the day very quickly. And we did say that our topic is man asked for divorce to marry office lover after getting educated by wife. Now, straight on. A husband says he thanked his wife for taking care of their kids and working multiple jobs to pay for his education. Let's come back home. So there was a husband and a wife. The two of them married each other. They were
have
on the
children.
same level. They have children. And they did not both have money. So I'm thinking as part of strategy, they say, oh, let's have you go to school. And when you go to school, you can land a better job. And when you land a better job, our lots will be better.
Great.
I mean, of course, our kids will be better educated, better fed.
Better accommodation.
Better accommodation. Would be better, would be well off. And guess what the wife did? Bro, you can go to school. I'll stay. I'll be the woman of the house and the woman of your heart. And I'm going to work. I'm going to work to make sure that you become Mr. Omakpe.
Love.
One thing. Now, the husband in question soon landed a good job, a salary, and then something happened. he fell in love.
At work.
And they say sometimes love
Comes around. Oh, the singing
and this
in
love came around. Oh, Margaret, I'm happy you're joining me on this singing escapade for the first time.
I'm with you on that one.
That feels good. It feels good. Now, being heads over heels with his work love. One day, guess what he did? He wanted to share the message of the decade, the message of the union. And then he says, I want a divorce and the house too, but you can keep the kids.
Wow.
Great man. Great man.
You know, if we see her in Nigeria, we say, anyway, sir, anyway.
SOP.
Now, according to the man, he said, don't forget I told you he wrote a certain podcast seeking an advice on what he should do. And then he says he deserves a do-over with a woman on his level. And I'm asking, do we now have levels? A woman took you, cleaned you, worked several jobs, even according to the man. Now, after making his demands, he expected his wife to oblige him. But instead, the wife now launched, smart woman, I love me some smart woman. So she launched a hate campaign at his work.
Wow.
She emailed his boss about his affair at the same workspace, posted a fake LinkedIn page that ruined his character, and his work love now distanced herself from him out of fear of being dismissed from work. I said to myself, even this love does not stand
The test of time. What a love. What a love.
What's the temptation like this that you're distancing yourself? Are you not in love? Now, he is saying, and this is where, or I would say, the straw that breaks the camel's back for me. How can he earn? The real reason he wrote the podcast is that he wants to know how he can earn his boss's trust back while also securing his work love. I don't know where we can start this on.
Me, I know where to start.
Margaret, start.
At this point, you know, I don't really do this here, but first things first. I don't know who that wife is, if you're even watching us, but just take for me first. Take your flowers.
Maximum respect.
For the hate campaign, no. But
She got it right.
Yeah, no, you did it well. There's still more to be done, man. There's still more. No, see, it's the level of audacity for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's the level of audacity.
Yeah.
Where somebody educated, and you know the one that even pained me. You know the one that pained me all these things. He don't even have a conversation with her one-on-one. He texted, correct. He did not rate her at all. He did not rate her. Even with what that woman did, he's still planning to get the work. If you're that lover, you better run. You better run.
You know that skit where Nicola puffed and said, run, no!
She should be, because it's absurd. How does somebody treat you so well? And even if you want to, let's just say something happened and you want no conversation, you didn't even give her room to speak with you, you didn't visit any therapist, nothing, but the next thing that came because you are in love, you are head over heels, in love with somebody that was not there when you were nothing.
Somebody who you probably just met a few years or
So now
few
she's on
months
your
of working.
level.
Or Mark, doesn't love just happen? That's what your gender says.
Well, just like your gender would say.
It's a battle of the genders.
I mean, a woman will always say men will shame you or men will stain your white. And in this particular instance, I'll say this man stained her black self. Yeah.
Black girl can be stained.
He stained her black.
That's what it's area revelation.
Because, I mean, it's a whole level of vision. I mean, she saw the potential in him.
Absolutely.
For her to take that bold step and say, okay, we can't go school. I go day house, you know, I'll take care of the kids, I'll do this, I'll do that. Acquire an education, get a good job. She saw how bright he was. And that's the level of trust she had in him. If along the line, he felt that this is my level down the high, I need to, you know, change garment.
Level up.
There should have been some sort of understanding. That's why, for me, when it comes to relationships, if you have been with anybody, even if it's your friend, your neighbor, let there be a rooted ground of understanding in your relationship. Now, it could have been he felt after getting educated by her, he would have his own life. But along the line, he was enjoying the whole pleasures, even having kids. Along the line. So you understand?
Pleasures
so,
of life.
exactly, that's, like you say, when some doors open, you will see new things.
So could we say the wife literally didn't know who he was because he wasn't even technically himself until this new level of life showed up?
Okay, let me ask you a question, Melanie. If somebody has not worn wig before, you've not worn wig before, you've not bought wig. If you see people that wear wigs, it's always be like, what? Leave your hair now.
Can't you
Can't you just breathe? You know, it happens like that.
But you now buy one.
You now buy one wig. Is this the way it is?
God now bless you.
You mean it can be like this?
You
mean my face can change? You want to test it and then you go all in. I think that was what happened with this man. You know, he's like when men say, I've been eating ogbono so much, I don't want to eat ogbono again.
I think what happened
he
to
saw
him is
he saw an uneducated. No, I don't think that woman was educated enough for him. Now, she schooled him, more like took him through school.
No, I wouldn't say the woman wasn't educated enough for him. I'm assuming
they were on the same level because he was not educated.
I believe she was on a higher level.
Maybe even on a
For
higher
her
level.
to be able to put him through school.
No, I'm speaking based on what I've heard.
Okay.
If we saw a different video, I would have spoken based on that. Now, when he said he wants somebody on his level, I am assuming that the woman is not even on his level at all.
Currently, at the time of attaining the education,
his level had changed.
His level had changed. Yeah,
obviously.
Exactly.
Now, I'm saying, because of what he has tasted, he has gotten into a new space. He has seen that going out with this other woman, I cannot put her out in the public and say, this is my woman. This one fits everything for me. She fits into this bracket for me. And so he's going into it. He say he lacks character. Yes, he lacks a commitment. In fact, he does not, honesty is not even in his books. It's not even in his book at all.
I would imagine that, okay, love then came along. I mean, we say sometimes, maybe genuinely this was a case of, not even because it was in, I mean,
it lacks one child
maybe, it's not even that it lacks character or anything. Maybe it's just a seeming simple case of truly, he then found bone of his bone and flesh of his flesh.
Bone, no break the bone.
You take a phone
no.
to have this sort of life-altering conversation with
No.
a woman who has literally become the core of your life after God.
Now, you see,
after God.
Sorry to cut you short, but for me as a person,
fearest thou men.
For me, I feel there's this thing I hear, the Gen Z ladies now, they say they want an intentional man, right? And for me, I feel he himself wasn't intentional about his relationship with the lady. But she was intentional about him. No, the lady he got married to initially. I'll tell you this, right? She was intentional. That's why she could propose and say, okay, come and go to school. Now that he got educated, right? And I'm trying to make a valid point here. Well, now that he got educated, got a good job, started earning salary, and he felt that one way or the other, his wife was not on his level. The step he should have taken was to bring his wife from that ground level that she is and pull her up to be on a better level than she was. Then you can say, this is my woman. That for me is intention. Now, secondly, I would say he was selfish. Because, when it comes to this emotions of a thing, women are emotional roller coasters. You all are emotional monsters. And I feel...
I'm not a monster. Roller coaster, yes, I'm not a monster. No. I pass.
Maybe you pass from being a monster.
Move on.
So I think...
So
I think he did... because he didn't see the potential he had, or because he didn't know how to achieve his potential. He saw the opportunity in this love, and he saw that the love was going to go over and beyond. And over and beyond for him or for her was helping her spouse, her partner get an education so that the family could balance.
I want to play devil's advocate quickly.
Go ahead, please.
So what if, because we are just hearing these coming on the podcast and he's saying certain things, but there are some things I'm not seeing.
That's right.
Now,
Yeah.
We don't have the full picture.
This is me playing the devil's advocate. Let's just say that while the man was getting there, he was also telling her, don't you think you should also? And then she's like, that's why I left you.
And that's a possibility.
That's what I want. I left it to you.
But what's the practicality of that, Margaret? If you have kids and you are working several jobs to keep the man and the home, how could you possibly also
But
at the same time?
But women of nowadays do
could you
it, don't they?
After? could you do it? Because it will strain you.
But do women do it or not?
You are the financial backbone. You are the strength backbone. You are the emotional backbone. Maybe even the moral thermostat of the home and the backbone at that time. Your husband may be unavailable because of education studies. Now, could you do it after? And I say to you something. I think I saw something from what the both of you said. And it's interesting because, I mean, moving in this direction and coming back here, I want to say, I think there is something we should all see. So, this is a guy who just wants to level up. We started from the bottom, now we're here. So now, I see this man using also this work love.
That's another level up.
He's a user.
That's another angle.
I'm
That's
thinking,
another angle.
because now
he didn't pretend that it
now
wasn't.
that woman launched an attack, Margaret, right? I mean,
But he didn't pretend that it wasn't.
Well, he didn't
No, he
particularly say
did.
it
Wait,
was.
I'm going to say he did pretend that it wasn't.
Well, he said,
you know why?
Want us to tell them the truth. Now we're telling them.
But you know why?
Why not?
Okay, so nobody spends their money on what they know they will lose on. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just getting into
So
the man's head.
the
So
wife
if the
knows-
wife was going to pay, you know, men naturally have ego. Naturally, they live with it. In fact, it's them and their ego.
Ego is them is ego.
Exactly. If a woman says she wants to spend money on you, say, I want to spend my
I wanna
money on
spoil
you,
you, baby.
they will say no. You will not take me tomorrow. Now you will not say. Tomorrow you will not say.
It's because of how resentful
But
women
based
can be.
on
Men
love.
can't be resentful. Let's talk about this. Let's have this conversation.
No,
Are you
so,
playing?
No. So the idea is men are naturally or society providers.
So,
Societally, men are supposed to provide. So if a man does something for you,
wait.
you are supposed to do it.
Historically, have women provided all generations?
No, women have, right. But according to norms and culture of the society we live in, a man is the head of the house. He's supposed to provide. So even when a man does something extraordinary, you would hear, yeah, you're a man, that's why you should do it. But when a woman does it, she wants to see the results. She wants to see the effect. She wants from the blueprint to the printouts
Are you
to
saying
the
the wife is
receipt
asking
and
for too
everything.
much for the
No,
man to
she's
make
not.
it?
She's not. I think he got it wrong when he even agreed to go to school in the first place.
what I
Because
was saying.
when you don't achieve your potential and you're with somebody who wants to help you achieve it, inevitably when you grow, you would grow out of that circle you've been in.
And you would need, realistically, you would need
Exactly.
the people with you to, as much as possible, grow along. Which was the sentiment and the devil's advocate you were playing. Margaret.
Yeah.
To say, could they have also asked her, hey, babe, do this, do that. But for me also, let's balance it within the purview of reality. Could she do it maybe a little later when they're better balanced? Now, very well, you can join the conversation. Pardon us, we've taken this so personally. And it was as though we didn't want you to join us, because we do want you to join us. Now, the phone lines will be open very quickly. Well, Margaret has some messages for you right there.
Okay, yes. I have one from Darlington Opara, and it says, I don't support the man, but women are the champion in this, and people will come here to defend her by asking the man if the girl forced him to train her. The guy wasn't matured, but the woman might be shorting or overclouding him.
No, excuse me.
It's how you people, I have no words.
Next. I mean, really?
No.
Okay.
Did you see that?
I did.
Did you see that?
I did.
Did you see where I was coming from?
Yeah, I did.
It's not like, it's like, you already know, I already saw it from the beginning that this man was probably a user, but the woman was too in love to see it. Men naturally will not accept it. For a woman to train them, except you're a sugar boy.
Okay.
I don't think
Take
that's
it.
absolutely true. And I'm going to share my thoughts in a moment. But let's roll out the phone line, 09133 734592. Please do well and call. It's been so straight to the point right here. Our topic has been about a man who finds of his lover after getting educated by wife and is seeking a divorce. And along with the divorce, he wants the house. It's as if we have been emphasizing his
the
need
house.
for the house. And you know, in a system where, because this happened in the abroad, we wouldn't know where it's exactly. And so I'm thinking, in a system where, of course, you need certain things to be said to live a certain life. Now, the question you asked even before the show, we don't even know who got the house. Maybe they both got it. But I can assume
That is
that
the
the
wife.
woman that has been working. And most likely the woman owns the house. So I see a very entitled son of a whatever.
But the effrontery he used in asking for the house, to me it seems like there's some sort of partnership in it. So maybe joint ownership of the house.
So
No,
aren't the
I don't think
children-
it's a
aren't the-
partnership.
Aren't the children jointly
So-
owned? Why does he not want a part of
I don't think it's a partnership. You know how when
It's
ladies,
more like
you know
he
when,
wants to-
how when ladies have kids, they go to court,
Yeah.
and then they are fighting for custody of the kid. So
Yeah.
the man was like, no, let me tell you what he did there. He's like, I'm doing you a favor. Do
Right.
you know what? I don't even want the children. Take
even
the
go to
children.
court.
Don't go to court. Don't stress yourself.
No
Don't
child
pay any
support.
money.
No.
Don't do
Wait, that-
anything.
Oh,
He
yeah.
said,
He didn't talk about child support.
He didn't talk about child
no.
support.
You know what he said? The man is not ready to be responsible for those kids. He wants to start afresh.
So he wants a house.
He
then
wants a
new
house
wife.
so that he can move in. His lover. You have
You know,
guts,
the
sir.
thing is,
You have guts.
as a human, or as humans that we are, if you want to take a risk or gamble into something and say you want to train, you know, there are certain risks you take, you don't expect something. But if you want to go as far as training somebody through school, it's something you
But
need
isn't
to
it a
consider.
big deal
'Cause-
to train your spouse? This is not your boyfriend. We're talking of married people.
well,
Is it a big deal to invest?
no,
And
it's
see,
not a
I
big
speak
deal.
as somebody who has benefited from such. So when I got married and I was going for my masters, the same year I was getting married was the same year I started my master's degree. And when I did, the following year, so my first school fee, I guess, was paid by my mom majorly. I'm not sure my father gave me any money. Of course, I was still a single lady. And so the next time, mom said, I mean, no, I don't have money. I said, okay, mommy. And we were starters, my husband and I. And so he took it over. In fact, the school fee was less of an expense.
Wow.
So the cost of transportation, feeding, for me to go to Akoka and return back home, I had a kid
Wow,
already by
okay.
then. I mean, and then you have to now look at cost of purchasing books, doing assignments, spiral binded and whatnot.
Projects and all that, yeah.
So I remember receiving his ATM card once. I mean, when he got his leave bonus, it was on leave, and he didn't even get a shirt
for himself.
for himself. And when I was about expending, finishing the money, and I look at it, me, what sort of a person are you like this? But it wasn't me. It was the demands of education. And it can get like that. And it doesn't wait for you.
True.
And it is that you have to do it when you have to do it.
True.
Yeah.
So from time immemorial, somebody would stand in gap for somebody. And it's not to say maybe I had no education, I just wanted more education. We both had good education. I wanted more education. Now, in the same space, we've been in a situation as a couple, for example, where my husband wanted to, it was a foreign education, right, but he was going to be studying from Nigeria, and there was a dollar rate, something conversion,
Wow.
this and that. And he says, oh, if I don't beat this deadline to pay by this time, if I'm going to have to pay next month, I'm going to have to pay at this dollar rate.
Wow.
And I literally had to pay. And it wasn't a pay like, come and pay me my money back. No. So I think that it is the quality of who we are as humans
humans,
first. From time immemorial, people will support people.
Of
course.
course.
Friends will support friends.
Yes.
Who don't even have anything to gain. Like,
True.
you are rubbing my back. I'll be friends with benefit.
True.
No benefit.
True.
So, my dear, this our mommy now, because for me, I want to adopt her. No matter what Oma says, I want to adopt this our mom because this is a strategy. God forbid, you know how we used to say God forbid in Nigeria, it will not be my situation in Jesus. But this is our mommy now, this is a strategy that she launched. This campaign is going to be successful. It has already started being successful.
Yeah.
But what do you see is going to be the end game for this woman? Because for me, she's winning. No?
For the woman?
This is a battle.
See, I don't
Who can
know.
battle
I
with
might
the
woman?
sound.
Yes.
I
who
might,
can battle
I might
with that
sound
one?
like I'm being mean right now.
Yeah.
But that man deserves literally nothing. You see that work lover here? It is a man. See, what I was saying, why I said what I said earlier about him being a user. See, truth of the matter is, women are emotionally driven. We know when it comes to emotions, you just need to say like a few words. We are gone. We are gone. It's just like when you see a finished man
that
because
how
of
you see
Magbe
them?
is laughing.
Is that how you see them?
You know,
Hey,
just like when you see a
Margaret.
finished man.
Inside the hot sun of words.
But really, yeah.
Yeah, baby.
See, I'm saying while they were having conversations, while they were talking, anyway, don't write these things on the forehead, truly. But how is it that she could not even smell it? There must have been something little. Even the truth of the matter is, when we are in love, we miss the tiniest details.
True.
Right.
So she must have missed something. Because how would you allow her fend for your education throughout? It's the audacity for me.
Could you not say,
You
"Please
don't
don't
even
do
think.
it"?
And let me tell you, if you now wanted to even ruin her life, you wanted to mess her up. You now had her give birth to kids for you.
While you were being upgraded. Now, what could have been more honorable as a young man? If you God forbid that you're in that situation. You know, in Nigeria, we like the God forbid. It's not me. Because I know your mommy is praying. In Jesus' name. You don't come and watch this show and say, who is this melody? Not my own son. No, it's not you. But in this example, what do you think the man, what would you have done?
If I was
better?
the man.
What would you have done better? Or differently, maybe not better.
Well,
But well.
But I did love.
Men are moved by what they see. If obviously the work lover, quote and unquote, was all that, you know, beautiful, educated and all of that, and I felt that I could wife her, I needed to make her my wife. I mean, there are alternatives. At first, if it was me, which it won't be me, but if it was me,
Even in the example, it's not you.
if it was me, there are a lot of things I would have done. I would have walked up to my wife, would have spoken about it, and would have looked at the possibilities of having an open relationship where I bring in a second wife. Now, if she opposed to that, I am talking as if I was the man. No, I'm not the man. No.
He said he's not the
I'm not the man. So if she opposes the idea of a second wife, then that is where I would probably pull the divorce
because
string.
already talking a second wife, and it is not me too, in Jesus'
Yeah.
name. But talking a second wife is already sounding like a mama, SMP. Do you understand? Like, can you shift or move away from the scene?
But then
your time and your era
has passed.
Nobody wants to feel like that. So let's even say it's a case where they have to dissolve the marriage. Margaret, how better would you appreciate, and it is not you?
In the name of Jesus, Holy Ghost.
Fire. Now, how would you better appreciate a man approaches this sort of conversation?
Okay, so first things first. I don't know what went wrong in the marriage that he stopped seeing the woman as he used to see her. I will first advise that they go for therapy or counseling, something.
But the person who wants to go therapy,
Wait
you
now,
can't go therapy.
have conversations. I think he never really communicated with that woman.
he didn't.
If something changed at some point, if something changed in her, I think you owe her to tell her that this has changed and I'm no longer seeing you like I used to. Now, if she does not work on it, we can start having
She didn't.
Margaret,
another
I think
conversation.
she
how
did
possible
it.
is it for nothing to change in a
See,
woman
let me tell you,
who
when
is
a
friendly,
man-
who took her
Oh,
back and said,
Jesus
I can
Christ.
shoulder it all.
No,
when a man
something
loves a
changed.
woman, if we
She's
find, if we
possibly-
see,
I'm
if
going
we
to
see
make
difference
an instance.
everywhere.
I'm
If we
sorry.
see issues everywhere, Max. red
I'm sorry.
flags
I'm going to
everywhere.
make an instance with
Margaret, the spirit will feel that way.
I'm going to make an instance with this lady that was trending. Is it Mommy Z?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The lady who woke up for
30 to
something
cook for her
a.m. to
husband.
cook for her husband. What did she notice? Her husband told her, my office colleague brought 2 spoons to the office. For her to prevent office love for her husband, she
Yes,
started cooking.
so she said, let me wake up.
So that already,
do the Lord's work.
That already, blocked the tunnel. There was no light at the end of that
Are you
tunnel.
sure?
I mean, to start with. So even if after that the husband now goes further and continues to eat colleagues' food, then there will be problem.
Me, I know. Margaret,
You understand?
we know
That
our
was-
mummies that are continuing to cook for our daddies for decades.
That was funny.
And our daddies still went and bring home another.
No. I'm just saying when you notice.
What man wanna do, he gonna do.
No. I'm just using that.
But I
as-
love that
an analogy.
Olakira is the surname. I love that Mommy Z actually woke up to the to that responsibility, which truly I'm not being able to give my true
So let's just
true
leave it
state
because
of mind
Melanie-
over that issue.
Melanie,
Since
you're not
I've been
ready
doing
to
this
hear
show,
Melanie's
people are
own.
not ready to have my opinion, but okay, because people will say, Bitter Cola FC, Kinikon, and when you're feminist, that's for the purpose of this conversation, and they can move on. But what I just want to say, anyway, because let me just say this so that I can rest well at night.
Jesus.
But the man is an adult by himself.
Of course.
Okay, so let's move on. Now, the point is, in talking about this, our people of today, like this. So, I love how you guys came off the back of, and it's a real conversation around how women and men are like. Because I have seen situations where the man would say, I don't want an education. And the wife keeps going.
Yeah, she
and she's
will for that.
exposed to new leagues. She's
And
learning.
then you become insecure.
And you become insecure. And then domestic violence comes in. And now she has a case against you. Because she will now say, I want to divorce him on grounds of domestic violence. Whereas actually, she have upgraded. She did not go to school. You did not want to go to school. You cannot speak good English. You are just with rotund data belly every time. You are wear boxers and top. You will not wear. You will tie wrapper. You will tie out. She doesn't want any of that anymore. But you are refusing to step up. So I think it's a big conversation for couples to constantly understand that nothing stays the same on our day.
all.
And so because everybody continues to evolve, what commitment can we give to ourselves, first as an individual and next to my partner, to ensure that we still continue, right, to be as alluring? It's really not easy. Trust me, it's better in English. In real life.
So it is.
Tell me about it.
In real life.
But I feel, in the real sense of it, he should be sorry.
No, it's not.
I
doesn't
know.
make
I
He's
know.
not sorry.
he,
He's not.
It
I know
feels that
he
he
won't
has said
feel
the
sorry.
truth, and a woman
And
wants
that
the
is
truth.
honest.
I know he won't feel
enough.
sorry. Okay, if I was to give him a lifeline, I would say, train this lady up to the level where you are, and then you can leave.
No, I'd say refund the investment in your education.
And take care of your children.
Go and start all over again, because you don't even deserve to have that house you're asking. How dare you ask for a house? Which house? Where should she go
With the
kids?
children.
With the kids. Back to our
I
father's
mean, because
house.
I don't understand.
Well,
How mean can you
it's
be
selfish thought.
to your
It's selfish
benefactor?
thought. It's selfish thought. And we don't know the role the office lover herself had to play in this.
She ran.
She has a role to
She
play
ran.
in it.
She
At the
only
first-
ran-
just at the little sight of small
The
fire.
slightest.
She.
That's to even tell you that it was only the man who was in love. If you look at
Which
it.
love?
Which is
Are you
also
saying she
something.
wouldn't have
Because-
known that he
which
was
is also
married?
something.
If no. If she knew he was married, of
Okay,
course,
she was enjoying herself.
then she decided to back off, knowing that it could cost her job and also cost her, if not her life, a part of her body.
Because if she was in love,
If she was in love with him, she could have decided to resign or even fight.
I should assume she
I
would
want
get
more
another-
Jezebel
I mean,
and
let's
they
say
will fight too.
Something happened yesterday in the United Kingdom. I don't know if you saw the video. I thought I was showing you earlier, where a certain side chick got pregnant and put.
Wow.
I should
Yeah,
assume.
so-
What did we not see yesterday? And so she went public to write like a sort of signpost and says, put the name of the husband. I can't even remember.
Tell your wife about
and say,
me. Or I will
it's
get
not
to
your
her
work way.
myself.
Let me not use the work way. Say, let's say Tunde, tell your wife about us, or I will write or something about us or something like that.
I will see her myself.
I'm pregnant.
P.S.
P.S.
I'm pregnant.
And that was a Valentine's Day.
I say if the Tunde even see
No,
it,
she will even put picture.
if the
Where
Tunde,
picture of
if
Tunde,
the
there will be
Tunde
several
go
Tundes.
no, if the Tunde even see that picture, if he says, honey, say, how many Tundes?
But
It can't be me.
Bad and as
But this is
extreme as
bad.
you may think that is, I think that was a woman just fighting for her space.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know that you don't want polygamy, but you put me in the family way.
Why did she open her legs
It
when she
doesn't
was
matter. Why did
married?
the man also come? What my dear is doing? No, Michael, stop it.
You can say no.
They are great. They are dogs.
But you can say no now.
Why would she say no?
Eh,
You know what he
no,
said
you
to
can
her?
say
He
no.
possibly said to her, I want to divorce my wife.
And she
He possibly
believed.
said, yes.
Is she gullible?
No, women have believed that from
Oh,
time to time.
please.
I mean, that's the thing about you people's emotions. You get told.
Well,
Don't
let us talk.
You get told what you want to hear, and at the end of the day, you say, "Why did you lie to me?"
No, so why did you have to lie? Because that's what she wants to hear.
I lied not because I wanted to lie to you. I
You
knew
lied
if I
because
told
it shows
you,
of your own character. Don't lie to me. Say the truth.
it's not really my character. It's because we both know what I wanted, and you knew the only way I could get it was to tell you something that was not true.
Sugarcoat it.
But you know it's easier now. And colleagues here have made me realize.
Wow.
See, I mean, so they say we millennials make love a bit tough, stiff.
Yeah.
But Gen Zs and the era of women and men outside, whether Gen Zs or not, but who run on softwares of Gen Zs. I think I do run on Gen Z software.
Of course.
Where applicable. But the truth is that it's just a case of you want to do, I want to do. It's no longer, tell me what I want to hear before you put me down. It's a case, sex has become so transactional.
I don't know if it's still on this
and
Valentine. One particular guy said he sent his girlfriend a package, boy, anonymous, and that the girlfriend has not called him to tell him thank you. In other words, he's not the only man.
Hey.
So, what is good for the goose now? It's good for the gander.
Sauce for good, sauce for gander. So, Omakwe, we're going to drive this home very quickly.
Okay.
And while we anticipate a call, just so we cement this whole conversation and essentially to know what you are thinking about this whole debacle. For me, this is a big conversation. I mean, really. Because it would be better and easier on everyone if the man was even sorry. But
Yeah.
he's not
But
sorry.
he's not sorry.
He doesn't want to be sorry. And he's not wrong. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. So very quickly, do well and call us up on 091 3347. And I'm hoping I'm getting that number correct. It's right there on your screen. 091 3347 4592. Do well and contribute to this before we make a wrap. Now, in speaking about this and tying it together, the guys whose podcast this conversation was read, you know, I went a bit further to look for what conversation they had around this whole thing, because in the end, I just want to know how this will end. Now, somebody shared a story with me recently, and it's related to this. And it's the story around how a woman, I think they were dating. It was you. Was it not you?
Say it, how I
So
remember.
a woman who was dating a certain man who needed
Yeah,
a kidney,
it was me.
who needed a kidney. And the young lady donated one of her kidneys. And the guy became better. Shortly after, he was no longer interested. Everything she did irritated him.
They were dating
Yeah,
before
they were
that.
dating.
But
And
not even married though.
not even
Date,
his-
so.
Date.
Date.
And even his married family members could not even donate.
I'll take my
Kidneys.
kidney back, man.
I
When
saw
you
a Yoruba movie back in the early 2000s where a certain woman was saying to the young girl who needed the kidney, I don't have kidney. Thinking I would have helped you, but I don't have kidney. I said, Mommy, why are you lying? Well, you know, it's how far people would go to just show you that, yo, this far, but I can't. Donating kidney is not something easy,
It's not,
to be
no.
honest. Now she did it, and the guy fell out of love. And then it became a case of people, according to you, dragging both of them. I think it became a public conversation, and people started to say, oh, she did right by you, you're such a horrible person, this and that. And people just wanted to maybe compel him to love her. And the lady took the higher way. And she walked out on the relationship and said, yo, I move.
willingly.
Yeah,
Yep.
I let you go. I let you go.
And what she did,
I
she
let
did
you go.
out of love.
And I think no greater love could have been more than that. That I stood here for you because I loved you. It's okay for you to say you fell out of love with me. Because in the end, our life would have been miserable staying with
Yes,
this
now she'd have been
same
forcing him to love her.
man. But this woman in this our story didn't force him to
At
love
all.
her in the first place. Story had it, they were in love, they grew, but something happened. As we make a wrap, lady and gentlemen, I just want us to talk around this whole seeming spate of divorce, and I think it's important. And I'm bringing it up because of what you said around therapy. And I think maybe it's high time we started to say to lovers to seek understanding. To seek more understanding. Because trust me, what you are running from in this lover,
Yeah.
You find another one.
in the next one. Maybe it's the first thing you're gonna meet in the next lover, but it could be hid under some pretext. So what do you say regarding this whole because I can start over again? I can have a love do-over. Right. Because it just seems love is so easy and it's everywhere now. In the spirit of Valentine's, very quickly, what do you say about do we say something is broken and we throw it away? Or do we seek to mend, give it time, and how can we do it?
I think that everyone is teachable, except you don't want to be teachable. Everyone is teachable. I think that couples need to learn communication. I'm very big on communication. I keep saying it.
Yeah.
The truth is, most people think that once they are in, everything is ringa rosary. But it's not like that.
I'm looking
Do
for
you
love
understand?
roses.
Have conversations. I think that
Yeah.
aside therapists, because it's not only people that have mental health issues that go for therapy.
Therapies, yeah.
Aside going for therapies, I think that couples should have time in a week where they just sit down and have conversations. How
Yeah,
was
talk.
this week? Just talk. I think that would work.
Omakpe, what would it be for you?
Well, for me, I mean, it's one of the reasons I'm not in a relationship anyways.
How was the last time you were in a relationship?
Man, it's like years, man. Like 2018, something like
Let's
that.
bind and cast. Father, in Jesus' name. In the spirit of
Brother Bernard,
Valentine,
sorry.
Brother Ajibade, we give you love in Jesus' mighty name.
So, what I would say is, before going into a relationship with somebody, try and understand who that person is. Because even if you look at divorces and marriages, I mean, you have people who want to get married to somebody because of attraction, not looking at her capability or his capability around building a family. So here you have a man who is attracted to big busts and a big backside, but he's not really interested in morals. Up until he has 1, 2, 3 kids, and then kids are flinging things up and down, and the wife is not really able to. And then he's saying,
them in.
I wish I married somebody who could control kids. Then that's why you see some men marry. I'm not trying to, put anybody in a box, but you see men marry some women who have more morals and character than physical attributes. That's why you have men go for women like that, settle with them, but you see here that those men are going outside to fish. Why? They are certain that who I have in my house can do the job
do the
right.
house.
But
Then
my
the extra things I have.
Yeah.
How can we
So
satisfy?
you sort of need to find a
How
balance
can we satisfy
as
and find a
humans.
balance on my
It's difficult. You
I
need to
sort
find
of
a
want to sing
balance.
this song as rap. Kila fi ma ṣayé yìí sí o. Kò yé mi. I mean, of course, it's been a robust conversation on the lounge this evening, and it's been such an honor, absolute honor, to have you watch us and stay right here contributing. Thank you for joining us. Next week is another time. Do well to stay right here. My name is Melanie Ishola, and I've been joined by
Margaret Osazua.
Ajibade Omakpe.
Goodbyes. Goodbyes. All more times 1 million.